Alright, it looks like we are live. Well, welcome everybody. Happy Independence Day. This is Kevin Connect coming to you from my back patio here in beautiful Lakewood Ranch, Florida. On behalf of everybody here in the United States, I know we have people tuning in from all around the world. I want to wish you all a happy Independence Day, a day to celebrate our freedom the way our forefathers laid it out on paper over 200 years ago. Gosh, almost 250 years ago. Oh, how about that? In 2 more years, it'll be 250 years. It's going to be awesome around here in 2 years. Anyway, I want to welcome you to the broadcast. We're going to get right to the point tonight because I know we're short on time. And the truth of the matter is it is a holiday weekend, so I especially appreciate you being here tonight. And I know those of you up in Canada just had Canada Day, and around the world, maybe in Europe if you're tuning in the middle of the night, or down there in Australia where it's already the 4th of July. Welcome one and all. My name's Kevin Connect, like I said, from my beautiful home office here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. I want to give you a quick background about us, my wife Melissa and I. We've been network marketers full-time in this profession since 1997 when Melissa and I first got together. And we actually met through America Online. Some of you guys with an AOL account, you remember, right? The kind of shenanigans you could do on there. Well, we met, and you know, it's pretty cool because I met Melissa when she was already thriving with a home business. She was out of her job. She was at home full-time. Josh was 8, Olivia was 4, and life was good, right? You know, and me, I was single, unemployed, and yes, living with my parents at age 27, believe it or not. So, how am I qualified to show you where you might be right now to how to get to the next step, right? Well, the bottom line is that my wife Melissa and I figured a few things out when I met her. Number one, I had tried a home business for, let's see, 1994, 95, 96, 97, a good 4 years part-time while I was working in radio sales back in good old Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And I wasn't getting very far. And it took me years to figure this out, but here's what I figured out. If you're watching, what's the secrets, Kevin? What are the secrets? Well, secret number one was finding a mentor, finding somebody who was qualified to teach. You know, at that time, those 4 years I mentioned, I had, you know, my sphere of influence were people that were making, I don't know, $300 to $500 a month, maybe $1,000 a month, and I was stuck between $100 and $300 a month. So it's interesting. I could never get to $10,000 or more per month because my reality was nobody around me was doing it. So there was no way I was going to learn how to do it from. It's kind of like, you know, when you want to learn how to play golf, who do you hire? You hire Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus, right? You don't hire the guy next door to you. You know, if you want to learn to play basketball, who would you hire? Michael Jordan, LeBron James? You wouldn't hire, you know, the fat guy next door, right? So what I'm saying is that as we start this broadcast tonight, I want to let you know that, you know, you're in the right place. You know, whether my wife Melissa or myself invited you, whether somebody on our team invited you, somebody that we work with directly here in the Empower Network. You know what? We just got back from an incredible week up in Charlotte, North Carolina. We had about 2,000 screaming entrepreneurs in their seats getting the goods on how to take their business from point A to point B. And you know, there were 3 types of people there. Maybe see if you're in one of these categories right now. You know, there were plenty of people there who are dead flat broke and they are ready for a change. You know, kind of like how I was 2.5 years ago. You know, ready for a change. And maybe, you know, they want to get from $0 to maybe $3,000 to $5,000 per month and do that within the next 90 days. And be able to quit their job, right? Because most jobs you can do that. Person number 2 is maybe just starting to get their stride a little bit. They're making, you know, $5,000 to $10,000 per month in their home business, and they're really looking to take it to the next level. We've got several people on our team in that category right now who we got to meet and collaborate with for 5 days. Those are the people right now who are looking to take their business to $30,000 per month in the next 90 days, which is very doable. I'll lay it out here for you in just a couple of minutes. And then, of course, there's a handful of people up in the front where we were sitting who are in that process of going from, you know, making $1,000 a day online to making, you know, $3,000 a day online. And by the way, I'm saying all of these numbers, and I've got to give you an income disclosure. At the bottom of this page, as you're watching right now, live or recorded, there's an income disclosure where you push that button and you'll see average earnings of average affiliates all the way around the world. You know, at the time of this broadcast here in early July of 2014, we have about 30,000 active affiliates around the world. We've got 13 millionaires. We've got 23, including myself and Melissa, who are over $500,000. We've got 43 who are over $250,000. We've got 100 and some who are over 6 figures so far. you know, and we've got, oh gosh, the number flew out of my head of how many people have actually gotten a check. It's pretty impressive. So I'm here to say that, you know, as you're paying attention to the broadcast, know you're in the right place, because what we're going to lay out for you tonight, like I said, 3 steps to becoming independent once and for all in your life. 3 little things that you can start doing this weekend here on the 4th of July if you're here in the United States, and you know, your friends will start noticing right away. You know, if you saw one of my earlier videos, I kind of made a joke. I said, you know, tomorrow's the 4th of July. A lot of us will be going to barbecues and hanging out with our broke friends and family. I kind of made a joke out of that, but you know, it's true, right? You know, even if you're starting to make money, most of our families are probably, statistically, if you're watching this broadcast, broke. You know? Now, who you surround yourself with will be a great indicator of where you're going to go in the next 90 days. Now, I said earlier in the broadcast, as we started 6 minutes ago, that it took me 4 years until I was able to get up to an income to be able to leave my job. Well, I did it anyway. You know, I met Melissa. Now, Melissa was already making between $5,000 and $8,000 a month when I met her, which, you know, living in good old Honesdale, Pennsylvania is, you know, living like a king and queen almost, right? If you guys have been there, some of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? These little small towns. So that was a huge wake-up call for me. I thought, wow, I have got to get to know this woman, professionally as well as personally. You know, you are who you surround yourself with. So, you know, if you're taking notes, which I recommend you do on this broadcast, because I'm going to give you some assignments. First thing you want to write down is, here's a little exercise that's kind of fun to do. This weekend, when you got some downtime, hopefully you got some vacation time for the 4th of July. By the way, I've got to say this. I'll get to the assignment here in a second. I actually have a family member who will remain nameless, who actually, wow, you know, he's a hard worker. He's worked a long, long time and given his soul, given his life practically, to a company. And I just found out the other day that he has to work this entire weekend, 4th of July weekend. He cannot even take the time off in the industry that he's in. You know, it's kind of required because there are customers who shop during this time. So he's got to be there, away from his kids, away from his wife. And I thought, man, I can't imagine what that must be like, because it's been a while for me and Melissa personally. So anyway, here's the exercise. Here's the exercise. The exercise is this. Write down the 5 people that you have that you spend the most time with right now. And if you're not sure who they are, take the next 7 days and figure out, you know, who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's your boss. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's the guy next door. You watch 3 ball games on a Sunday. Whomever it is, figure out who those 5 people are, and then here's what I want you to do: is figure out, you know, you probably know about the kind of money that each of the 5 make, right? So the 5 people, add up their income, divide by 5, and there is probably your income. Now, I did this test for the first time back in 1998, really when I first met Melissa, and I actually got started in the business that she was in. And this was one of the first exercises was, you know, breaking the past, you know. And at that time, you know, I was single, I was unemployed, I was with mom and dad, and I was still DJing wedding receptions on weekends, believe it or not, for like $150 a Saturday, right? It was just ridiculous, making less than $1,000 a month. But the 5 people I was surrounding myself with, well, taking my parents out of the equation, were my 5 broke DJ buddies. And I thought, well, of course I'm broke. Now, here I am sitting here in 2014, coming back from an incredible event, you know, in Charlotte, North Carolina, where Melissa and I were amongst the, you know, we're I don't know, we're somewhere in the top 20 all-time earners in the company, right? You know, I just gave you their stats. So to spend an entire weekend with people like our friend Paulo, who is just actually right down the street from us here in Lakewood Ranch here in Florida, and with my friend Michelangelo, with my friend John, who's actually here in town this week. Who are some of the other people? With my friend Tony, with so many people that I can name, and I think, wow, my list of 5 has gotten better in the last few years. And you know, one more backstory here. Some of you guys know that Melissa and I actually filed a personal bankruptcy at the end of 2011. The reason we did that was because we kind of lost our track. We didn't have a big enough why in place. We had made some bad decisions financially. We were looking to take some shortcuts. And I want to thank my friend Aaron Rashkin. Some of you guys know Aaron Rashkin. he actually had a quote on Facebook the other day talking about doing the work up front short term so you can have the results long term. And that was something that we did, but Melissa and I truthfully did probably about 90% of what we were supposed to do. You know, when you start making money anywhere in a home business or a traditional business, you're supposed to structure yourself in a way that's advantageous for taxes. But quite frankly, back in 2007 and 2008, I didn't want to do the work. And I paid the ultimate price in 2011. And that's another story for another time. But I know some of you on the broadcast right now might be in a spot where you are making money, but maybe you don't have yourself structured in a proper way. You know what's cool is that we actually have a friend named Scott out in Nevada who assisted us in putting all of that together back in 2012, and we started doing that in 2013. And I'll tell you what, we're rock solid now. We have another friend named Anthony who actually helped us fix our credit, you know, coming out of a personal bankruptcy. You know what? If you want to play the game, you've got to, you know, I mean, there's a saying right here. Write this down. Here's what I'm going to recommend. You know, on this broadcast, you know, we're talking about things about how to declare your independence. There are some things you have to do. Number one, you have to know the rules of the game before you start playing the game, and that is you've got to pay your taxes. You've got to set yourself up as a business so you can actually keep more of your money, right? And number three, if you're kind of in a bad spot right now, you're going to come to a time where you require credit to run your business. So we can actually show you how to do that. But that's on the side. So let's put that aside. Let's get back to the main focus of the business. And I want to get to these three things like I promised at the top of the broadcast. And then I think we have some guests that we're going to be bringing on the broadcast. I got to check my Facebook account because I sent out a bunch of links. Let's see. Let me just send out a link here. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Let me find a link here real quick. Apologize for this, guys. You know, we're doing this live, by the way. You know, some people prefer you to be all polished and wow, you get proper lighting. And I've got a little $10 Walmart light right here in front of me. I'm out here in my back patio. You know, off in the distance here, you can see that, you know, the sun's about to set over there, so it's kind of weird lighting. And, you know, there's a house over here, so, you know, it's not the best. Okay, you know, I wasn't supposed to show you how everything, you know, it looks all nice behind me, right? But in front of me, it's a different story. And Melissa's going to kill me when she sees that I did that. Anyway, so, but, you know, we're real. We're just a couple real people, you know, nothing fancy. You know, we don't have this Hollywood production set or anything like that. Let me see. I've got Melissa Arnold, who's asking me for this link here. I forgot to send this to you, Melissa. I apologize. So let me see. There you go. Now you can get on the broadcast. And Doris, oh gosh, I forgot to send it to you as well. So there you go. So now you guys can join the broadcast. Apologize for that. Okay. So let me get back to what I was talking about here. We're going to go through the three things here. And I want to bring some team members on so you guys can really see what this is all about. Because the truth of the matter is, we have a lot of people who are having results, who are creating life-changing results, and I want you to hear their stories as well tonight on the broadcast. But the three things, you know, how can you make these changes, Kevin? Because, you know, truth of the matter is I made some changes. You know, I joined with Melissa back in 1998, and we had six-figure years starting in 2001, I believe. We had six-figure years for 10 years in a row. It was awesome. I mean, we lived a great lifestyle. We moved from the armpit of Pennsylvania in Honesdale, PA. Apologize to those of you who still live there. I love you, but, you know, I mean, let's call it what it is. We moved out to Scottsdale, Arizona, and we just lived. We started to live. We started to live our dreams. We were traveling a lot with our businesses. But I got to tell you, we didn't take the time to structure ourselves, and we didn't take the time to properly really get all our ducks in a row, which was kind of silly that we didn't do that. But anyway, we still made six figures, but we spent six figures most years. And then in 2011, things happened, and you know, it only took 6 months to unravel it all. So we were very humble in early 2012 when we found Empower Network, the opportunity you're looking at right here. If you haven't, by the way, look at that button at the bottom there. You can actually join right now for $25 and become part of the team. You know, whomever sent you to this link, you can use their link and join with them. So if it was Mark, join with Mark. If it was Anthony, join with Anthony. If it was Doris, join with Doris, or Melissa, or whomever, right? That's the beauty of this business, is that we actually work as a team. So you get started, you don't necessarily have to be hosting your own hangout here right away, but you can if you want. So anyway, here are the three tips. Let me just give these to you here. Then we're going to write these down, then we're going to talk about them in more detail. What I had to figure out, and I learned this when I came here to Empower Network, I committed to becoming a professional in this industry, a professional. And those of you guys who joined us in Charlotte, North Carolina, you saw our friend Nicole Cooper. She's awesome, by the way. You know, she reminded us that this is a profession. This is not just some little gimmicky home-based business. I mean, for crying out loud, Melissa and I came here bankrupt in 2012. We had, about $600 in our checking account, and instead of choosing to pay the rent, I got started here. I got started here with Empower Network, and we generated about $4,000 our first month. We generated about $8,000 our next month, and then we went to an event in Atlanta, Georgia, and a couple of things about that. We were 2 or 3 months behind in our bills when we joined, so we actually had to pay our bills off. We went to Atlanta. We paid money to go there, and we sat in the seats. We realized we had less than $500 in our account again, but we were there at the event. We got the 90-day game plan at that event. We came home and made $57,000 in 90 days. Not typical results. Again, see the income disclaimer at the bottom of the page. But I want to show you guys what's possible here if you follow the plan. Now, here's what I committed to doing, and I've been doing now for over 2 years. And this is what, I'll tell you what, if you start doing this right now, you'll have results as well. In fact, I'll guarantee it. I'll give you a 14-day guarantee anyway, because that's the money-back guarantee. Here's number one. Number one, you've got to start reading daily. Reading daily. I mean, reading a book, not reading some smut novel or something like that. I'm talking about books like this, and I brought these out so I can show you. Here's probably the granddaddy of all. It's called Think and Grow Rich. And I even recommend the action pack. There's exercise in here. Now look at how beat up my copy here. I got this actually in 1999, and you open up I just open up a random page and I've got notes in this book. There's all kinds of notes in here. I've read through this book probably at least once a year for the last 14 years since I've had it. And oh, by the way, isn't this interesting? I just happened to open it up here to this chapter, The 6 Ghosts of Fear. A lot of people watching the broadcast right now, you may be in this category or you may not be, operate more on fear than on faith. And that is, you're worried about what could happen. Well, Kevin, what if I try a home-based business and I fail? Well, let me turn this around. What if you never try anything and you ultimately fail because you never took a chance? Because the truth is, if you have a job right now, you're never going to retire wealthy. You're never going to be able to live where you love. You're never going to be able to be the primary influence in your kids' upbringing. So you might as well find a business since you're on this broadcast and start and give yourself a chance, right? Now, I'm just reading these notes here on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see this, but at the bottom of the page there it says, indecision, doubt, fear. When you don't make a decision, you end up with a lot of fear. Or you end up with doubt, like, oh, should I go? Should I join? Should I not join? That happens, and all of a sudden, when you've got to act. You've got to make a move. When you see the right opportunity, you've got to get in and get going. For Melissa and I joined Empower Network in 2012. I didn't have the money. I didn't even have Melissa's express written permission. Now, once she went through the information, she, of course, said, yeah, this is great. We should do this. But I started because I knew there was a better way. And I knew being bankrupt and being broke all the time was not going to be anything exciting. It's in 2012, I mean, who the heck would hire me? I was 42 at the time. I hadn't worked since I was 27. I might be able to get hired for $12 an hour. So after 2 years, $12 an hour, you do that for a course of a year, you make about, what, $25,000? I don't know. You double that? Yeah, it's something like that, right? So I would have made maybe $50,000 in the last 2 years. Instead, by getting started, we made over $500. Now, I'm not saying you'll do that, but I'll tell you what, if you stay where you are right now, I'll guarantee you'll have the same results in 2 years when we meet again, right? So anyway, number one, read daily. Now, here's the book I'm going to recommend. You can find this on the internet. If you go Google it right now, Think and Grow Rich, download the book, and if you turn to page 36, here's an exercise that anybody can do right now. You got to have the book. It's called The 6 Steps That Turn Desire into Gold. And I was reminded of this actually over the weekend. My friend Paul Hutchings, another great entrepreneur in the Empower Network, actually has a Think and Grow Rich mastermind that he conducts on a daily basis. Way to go, Paul. He spoke about this in Charlotte. So the idea came up to the forefront again for me. I thought, you know what? This is good. This is good. So I'm gonna run through these real quick. And if you're watching this on a recording, you can of course pause and write this down. But if you do these 6 steps right now over the weekend, number one, you'll be the only guy in the neighborhood that does this, right? You'll become the smartest guy in your neighborhood instantly because you actually take charge of your financial future. So here they are. If you got your book, go ahead and get it out. Number one, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Now, this was written in 1936 or something like that, so the language is a little bit weird, but it's the same concept. Now, I recommend you do this in a 90-day stretch. Number two, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Now, I'm going fast on purpose. Now, this is being recorded, so if you're watching this live with me right now, it's 8:21 p.m., 8:22 now. You can actually go back and watch this and take this down about 22 minutes into the broadcast. I actually started at 8:01, so at minute 21, okay? Number 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. You've got to have a deadline. You can't say, I want to be a millionaire 12 years from now, right? And by the way, just for the record, Melissa and I will be Empower Network Millionaires on December the 8th of 2014. That's our 15th wedding anniversary, which is only 5 months from now. It's only 5 months from now. So we're running. And in that process, we're going to create 10 more six-figure earners on the team. Might as well be you. You might as well be one of the 10 right now. So just click on the button below and just join so you can get the work, right? Now, when I say 10 six-figure earners, you may not hit $100,000, but you'll certainly be over $10,000 per month by then. 10 of you will be. And again, I'll say the income disclosure. See the income disclosure link below. Average people get average results. Average people actually do nothing at all. Average people hang up right now and go drink 4 beers and watch another rerun of a movie they've seen 12 times. The extraordinary person right now will say, you know what, that guy Kevin Knecht, I'm smarter than him, I'm younger than him, I've got more hair than him, I've got a hotter wife than him, I don't know what, something about me, you'll say, I can do it better. Good for you. That's exactly what I said when I joined too, because I watched, I watched a guy named Dave Wood. I thought, man, that guy's weird looking. I could probably do it too if he can, right? So anyway, thing number 4, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire. And here's the most important part: begin at once. Begin at once. Don't procrastinate, right? You've got to do it now. Today's July 3rd. Where will you be 90 days from now? 90 days from now, it'll be September the 3rd, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, October 3rd. October the 3rd, it'll be 90 days from now. And by the way, in about 90 days, we're going to be getting together in Orlando with probably about 5,000 of us. We had 2,000 in Charlotte, and we'll have those dates for you here in a couple of days. But think about where you want to be 90 days from now. Number 5, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you wish to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. Write it out. Tell the world. Tell your sponsor. Tell your mentor. Now, here's the other important thing. Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night, and once upon arising in the morning, and feel the belief in yourself, already in possession of the money. Isn't that awesome? The 6 steps to turn desire into gold. Now, Napoleon Hill wrote this book in 1900 and something, right? A long time ago. 1972 was the revised copy. Does it show the exact? No, it doesn't really show in this version, like the actual date. Somebody knows the actual. So this book right here, if you do nothing else in the broadcast, get your copy of Think and Grow Rich. If you buy it at a bookstore, it's under $15. It is awesome. If you become a student of this book, I promise you, great things will happen in your life. And you want to do something even more extraordinary? Buy about 10 copies and give a copy to each of your 5 most influential friends and see if they read it. Now, if they tell you it's a bunch of hooey, you might want to find 5 more friends who are reading this book. Just saying. Kevin, you want to give me the tools on how to make 6 figures from home? These are the tools right now. Read daily. Now, if you're going to work and you're driving in a car every day, or on a train or a bus or whatever like that, this will become your new best friend. It's a smartphone, and it's earbuds, right? And it's called Audio Daily. Listen to Audio Daily. Now, I want to tell you something. If you have an iPhone or a smartphone or something like that, you can have if you have a good data plan, you could just listen right from the internet to audios. You can listen to Think and Grow Rich on audio, right? Just Google it. You'll find it. You can also, join book clubs like Audible.com. You can download materials to your iTunes and, put iTunes onto your smartphone and listen for free right there, right? Audio. Turn off the darn radio stations. And I used to be an on-air disc jockey. I used to be part of the problem, right? I mean, if you're up in the morning watching Good Morning America or the Today Show, listening to Howard Stern on the radio or any other disc jockey that's just full of air, I used to be one of those guys, by the way. I'm telling you, that time can be this time. This time. You can be listening to an audio, learning how to do anything that's going to get you to your goal, right? That's going to be your single best thing that will gain you 1 to 2 hours a day. Because most people I talk to have a commute of anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes each way. Now, it's insane enough that you've got to pay for your own commute. I mean, think about this. You know, most of us worked jobs before they found a home business like me, or now you're working a job. Now, you don't get paid to travel to work, right? You've got to buy your own car. You've got to get your own clothes. You've got to make your own lunch. You've got to, you've got to get auto insurance. You've got to get you're going to pay more to commute. I mean, I know I just got new auto insurance for us, and they said, well, how many miles do you drive each year, Mr. Connect? I said, well, we don't. We work from home. And the lady's like, what do you mean you don't drive to work? I said, I work out of my house, so I'm a leisure guy. And she said, wow, that must be awesome. I said, well, it is. Would you like to get more information about that? She actually said yes. But what's cool is that had I been a commuter, I would have paid probably double the auto insurance. So, you're paying more to go to work. It's insane. You're paying to have these expensive-looking suits and dresses and makeup and getting your hair done. Some people still get that done, right? And you're paying for all of this, and then go to work, and then you get a paycheck. Now, isn't this insane? Let's say you make $100,000 a year at your job, and I know nobody does that, right? Well, you actually take home only about $70,000 because you got taxes, Social Security, you got all this stuff taken out. Now, when you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, who gets paid first? You do. So now, when you have expenses, you can write those off and get tax credits. It's amazing. Now, that's a little beyond the scope of this broadcast, but I'll tell you what, start listening to some audios about how to become financially secure. Start reading a book like this. Here's another great book I recommend, Robert Kiyosaki's The Cash Flow Quadrant, The Rich Dad's Guide to Financial Freedom. Most of us start off in this category over here, the employee. And, when you start working a business from home, you are self-employed for a while, but then you kind of graduate over to this side. You become a business owner when you've got people working for you. And that's called residual income, which is a dream come true when we'll show you how to do that. It takes a while. I mean, it might take you a year up to do that, but I'll tell you this. Melissa and I, when we started with Empower Network, our residual income was over $5,000 within 90 days with a $25 product and a $100 product within 90 days. It probably was even less than that, but I'm pretty sure it was that within 90 days. And now we have systems and tools to help you get there even faster. And I'll say it again, the income disclosure, those results are extraordinary, not typical. So you can see the income disclosure at the bottom of this page, okay? But the name of the game is making the money and keeping the money. And of course, what happens when you start making over $1 million a year and you actually can start investing the money and having the money work for you? That's the promised land, right? That's called the investment. That's called becoming an investor. So this is the second best book I think you ought to go get and read, Robert Kiyosaki's Cash Flow Quadrant. The first book in the series is actually called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but this book will teach you how much you're leaving on the table by continuing to work for somebody else. If you're an employee right now, you will remain broke because you're getting so much taken out of your paycheck before it even comes to you. You might not even know that. I mean, I didn't know that until somebody told me that. I read this book. This book came out in, what year did this book come out? So I remember Tanner was born in 2000, and that's when I found Robert Kiyosaki. This book came out in 1998. 1998, for crying out loud. This book is 15 years old. So go pick up a copy of it. It's time. It's awesome. It's awesome. I know most people watching this broadcast right now have not read this book. Go pick this up. It's called Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Go get it, right? Along with Think and Grow Rich. So far we've talked about two things: read daily and audio daily, right? Now you've probably realized that, man, Kevin, if you're reading for an hour a day and listening to an audio a day, I might not have time to watch all those good TV shows on at night. I don't even know what the TV shows are anymore. I know there's like American Idol, which is cool. I mean, it's great to see American Idol and things like that, to see people who are aspiring to be their best. But, if it keeps you from thinking and growing rich, I would say tell DirecTV you're going to cancel the subscription for a while. Tell your DVR, sell it. Put it on eBay. It's probably costing you money, right? I want to give you guys one more. I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine named Jeffrey Combs. A book you probably most likely haven't heard, From Procrastination to Production. I read this book last summer, and I realized just how much I was procrastinating. Go get this book. It's by a guy named Jeffrey Combs. He's a guy who's been a network marketer for a long, long time. In fact, he was the guy who went from broke as a joke to over $1 million in 18 months. And this was back in 1997 or 98 When I first met Melissa in the same company, it was a company called Global Prosperity. He's a guy who's been doing well for a long time. But this book, it's very difficult to find a book about procrastination, but society kind of teaches this. I'm telling you, these 3 books have changed my life. I'll show them one more time. Make sure you guys, in case you just joined the broadcast here late, right? Here we go. Cash Flow Quadrant, Think and Grow Rich, From Procrastination to Production. You know, get those books. Start reading. Readers are leaders. You know, I would say you probably need to get rid of the television for a while until you're making over $20,000 per month. Then if you want to bring it back into your life, that's cool. You'll definitely make better selections at that point. Like, you know, on our DVR, we do have a television, and we do have a DVR, and we do have DirecTV. But here are things you'll find on our DVR right now. You'll find things like house hunters around the world, international house hunters. It's a kind of a cool way that Melissa and I like to shop houses around the world and see where we'd like to visit, things like that, you know? So control what you put into your mind, because the truth of the matter is, if you don't make a decision, if you don't plan for what you put in here all day long, then by default, the wrong stuff is going to get in there. Hey, one more thing I want to show you guys. This is kind of cool. You know, like I said, we were at our Impact event last weekend. And by the way, a tip, when you want to save your seat, leave your book on the seat and put your name on it. You know, kind of a cool way to do that, because a lot of people want to sit up front. We like to sit up front too. But I want to show this to you guys. You know, readers are leaders, but we're also good note takers. You know, I took a lot of notes at this event. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a lot of room in here to take notes. And I've got page after page after page of notes. So if you guys were at the event, I hope you took lots of notes, because when you come home, I mean, when you listen to 15 speakers, and when you listen to a guy named David Wood for 6 hours on a Sunday, you're not going to remember it all. So the best thing to do is actually, you know, I see some people with their phones, and the truth of the matter is you can actually take notes on Notepad on your phone, but you can also start looking at your Facebook account, start looking at your email, and let's see, did somebody sign up in the last 2 hours, right? I would say put down the phone and actually pick up a pen and take notes the old-fashioned way. And then when you come home, you've got all these incredible notes, you've got ideas. So when you start, you know, like for example, here's my friend Michelangelo Lopez, for example. He gave the top 10 tips of how to be successful at home. Number 1, this ain't a lottery. Treat it like a dang business. And there's no such thing as a true set it and forget it. There's no such thing as automation. You've got to be on it all the time. You know, I can go through these 10 things here. Of course, you guys were at the event. You saw that. But what I'm saying here is that I took the, you know, you're going to see content from me on these 10 ideas. Here's my friend Lawrence Tam right here, another $1 million earner in Empower Network. You know, learn, do, and teach. You know, learn a new concept, do it yourself, and then teach it. That's what exactly I'm doing on this broadcast here right now. I've read these books. You know, I want to give you guys tips. You know, I've got some friends that I've seen. I've actually got some people that I met in from high school who have actually joined our team, and they've kind of gone back into the witness protection program because, you know, life gets in the way. You know, it's not easy. I'll just say this. It's not easy to break away from the pack. You know, if you're used to having your drinking buddies, your neighbors, you know, it's the 4th of July, big cookout and all that stuff, you know, it's easy to hang out with average people. But if you want to make a run, you know, from the herd, and you want to get, you know, escape, you know, you want to make a run, it ain't easy, because you're going to have your friends and family try and pull you back at times because they love you. You know, isn't it crazy? They love you. They want you to hold on. Please, Kevin, don't leave the pack. We love you here. We love being broke with you. You know? Gosh, you know, I still have friends and I still have family members who have seen Melissa and I rise from the ashes 2.5 years ago, who are still full of their own baloney and saying, you know, like, oh, well, I can't do it like you, Kevin. I don't know. So, you know, we're here. Whenever they're ready to come on board, great. I'm here to tell you, watching right now, you will have family and friends who will tell you you're nuts. The best thing you can do right now is push the add to cart button. Let's lock arms. Let's fight those forces of evil. By the way, that's the name of the next event, Fight the Forces of Evil. And let's work together to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that the best way to go? Oh, by the way, the third thing, I forgot to tell you the third thing. Again, thing number 1 is read daily. We covered that. Number 2, audio daily. You know, even things like, you know, you've got to do the laundry, you've got to do dishes and things like that. You know, while you're doing laundry on a Saturday, you know, might take 2 to 3 hours. Go ahead and listen to an audio. You know, you're probably overdue for a walk around your neighborhood. Most places, it's a good time of year to take a walk around your neighborhood. By the way, I just noticed that thunderstorm never did come here. It was looking pretty vicious here about half an hour ago, but it never did show up. you know, pop on your headset, take your phone, make sure it's fully charged, by the way. Go for an hour walk around your neighborhood. You probably deserve it, right? I mean, you'll be a little bit warm. I mean, I'm outside here right now. I mean, it's about 85 degrees, and the dew point here is about 75. So I'm pretty, you know, I'm a little shiny here on the screen. Apologize for that. I'm sweaty right now. You know, it's okay. You know, I want you guys to see that, you know, this is a workers program. So I haven't really talked much about the business. If you're watching this broadcast, you don't even know what the heck this is all about. Let's get to that. But before we do that, let me go back. I got to check my Facebook page here because I wanted to have some of my team members on here, and I thought they'd be on here by now. But for some reason, maybe there's something wrong with the link. Did I put the wrong link here? Thank you for the comments, Helen. Let's see. All right, we're good. So right now, so you know, it's interesting because you tell your team like, hey, come on, guys, and sometimes people get a little camera shy. Like I had a couple of guys say, well, Kevin, my background's not that cool. Here's what I recommend. If you're already part now, this is cool because I've got some guests on here who are looking at the business right now, and I know I have some of my team members on here as well. So now it's time to train the team. Now, if you're a team member, here's what you do. First of all, you act. You know, you don't have to have the greatest background. You just have to be on camera in front of your people, right? They want to see you step out of your comfort zone. I know there are people watching me right now who have probably been watching for a couple of years, saying, "Oh well, Kevin, I'm going to keep watching until you crash and burn." You know, maybe I'll drop an F-bomb here or something like that. Well, I won't do that. I know better than that. Well, I just say to everyone, it's not really my nature actually. But for my team members who are watching right now, here's the thing: you can be on live from wherever you are. You don't have to have you just have to be real. You have to be on camera. Now I'd recommend you shower or shave a little bit, like put on a shirt, you know. But that's about it, you know. If you're in your house, you know, find a quiet corner, you know, just make it look nice. You know, I wouldn't recommend having dirty clothes on your bed behind you, but you know, make your bed and then sit there in front of you at the end of your bed. You know, when Melissa started her home-based business, even before I met her, she was online. And she operated from her bedroom. She didn't even have a desk. She actually put her, she sat on the edge of her bed and she just had her notebook back then. This was before really computers, I guess. And she just smiling and dialing. Of course, now we don't really have to smile and dial. See, that's the cool thing here with Empower Network. You know, people watch our videos, they push the add to cart button, and they join for $25. Or there's actually a cool way, even better way to join now for $197, and you actually get more cool things when you join at that level. We can talk a little bit more about that later. But the cool thing now is that I have people join my team almost every day without having to be on the phone with them. Isn't that cool? I mean, really, who wants to be on the phone or who wants to be at a hotel meeting if you don't have to? Now, I will say this, you can be at a hotel if you want to. You know, come to think of it, I meant to bring this down here earlier, and I don't think I brought it with me. All those DVDs. We actually have a DVD. I wanted to show it to you real quick. You know, hold on a second. I'm gonna have Tanner bring one to me here. Hold on a second. Hey Tanner, can you get me some of the DVDs that are on my desk upstairs? I forgot to bring them down for the broadcast. They're either on my desk. I think they're in the box. They're on my desk. Thanks. Sorry about that, guys. Tanner's going to run upstairs and bring down the DVDs. I want to show this to you guys as well because we have a new tool, which is really awesome, by the way. Because I know there were some of you watching the broadcast right now. Oh, isn't that cool, that little blue background, the sky up there? It looks kind of cool. Kind of some cool colors living here in Florida. I'm from Pennsylvania. I lived 34 years in Pennsylvania, and we lived in Arizona for, what, 8 years? And now we're here in Florida for our second time around, so we're starting our second year. Oh, yeah, we had a year in Atlanta also. But, yeah, I'm just amazed, in awe of the beauty around here. It's awesome. Recommend it highly. Sarasota, Florida, great place to spend the winter, by the way. If you're looking for a goal, I would say make as much money as fast as you can over the next 3 to 6 months and get a winter home down here. You know, say goodbye to winter. I know our friend Val is watching the broadcast. Hello, Val in Wyoming. She's watching the broadcast, and she's going to be here this winter. Wyoming's beautiful to be there in the summer, but ain't so great in the winter, right, Val? Huh. Hey, thanks, Tanner. Oh, no, it's not this. It's not this. It's the other box. That's the Insanity workout tapes, which, I would recommend also because you got to get yourself in shape. Gosh, where are they? There's another box of DVDs. Or is there a DVD on my desk upstairs? Okay. All right, we'll go for try number 2. So anyway, what was I saying? So let's talk more about your 90-day plan, because that's step number 3. You've got to set a 90-day goal. So what I want you guys to do, now I'm not the most technologically savvy guy. If I start showing my screen, I'm going to do this here. So let's see if I can get this done right. Okay. So I'm going to go low tech on you here. Screen share, and then I'm going to go to desktop, start the screen share, and action. Ah, thank you, sir. Tanner found them. Now you guys should probably see my screen right now, and notice I've got some seats for you here by the beach. This is cool. And I got my little notes here to remind me of the 3 steps right there, so you guys can see my screen. Isn't this awesome? So I'm going to actually open up a new note here, because I want to show you guys what's possible. And I'm going to come back and show you on camera this cool DVD. You know what? Let me just come back here for a second. No, you know what? I'm going to do this first, and I'll show you on camera. And I hope, by the way, you guys can still see me and hear me. I'm assuming the broadcast is still live. Okay, so a couple of things I want to show you guys. Here's a 90-day plan. And this is for the team, and this is also for people who are looking to get started here. And by the way, I'm going to say this at the top of the broadcast again. You know, income disclosure. Our results are not typical. This is not a guarantee. It's not. I mean, this is a workers program. You know, and you can see the income disclosure below. All you've got to do is go to Empower Net. Oh, you just go to the bottom of the screen. Bottom of the screen you're watching this broadcast on right now, okay? So I've got the disclaimer right up there, out of the way. So there we go. So if any legal people are watching, there you have it. But I want to talk to you about the next 90 days. The next 90 days. We're talking about July, August, September. And forgive me if you're watching from New Zealand. Hello, Helen. And if you're watching from Australia, I know Holly's watching right now. And we've got a lot of people down under, by the way. And I know it's winter down there, but your winter isn't as brutal as our winters up here in North America. So go with me here. It's summertime right now. Kids are out of school here for the most part. We don't go back to school till September. And, you know, October is just around the corner. Our next event's going to be in Orlando, Florida, and it's going to be in October. So I don't know if it's the first, second, or third weekend in October. Let's just say it's October 1st, and it's not. Okay? So let's just say it's July 3rd right now. Let's say October 3rd is when we're gonna do this. Okay? So the next 90 days. The next 90 days. Now I want to talk about how simple this can be for you. And by the way, I am going to come back on camera here. Let me just do this here for a second. Okay, let me just get this back up here. Screen share. Okay, now I'm back here live. Cool. Now I want to show this to you guys. This is our brand new tool, and I'm showing this to the team because a lot of you guys haven't seen this yet. This is our Fight the Forces of Evil DVD. Now, before you guys start moaning and groaning, yes, we're an internet business, and yes, Melissa and I have made over $500,000 online without doing a hotel meeting or talking to anybody face-to-face at all, except for via broadcasts like this. I want to show this to you guys. This is cool. Empower Network realizes that there are a lot of people watching this broadcast right now who might be over 40. I'm just kidding. More like over 50 or 60, right? Like me, I'm 44. Who maybe aren't the best savvy people online, but they can take a DVD like this, pop it into a player, and watch it for 45 minutes, and then say, yes, Kevin, I like what I see. I'm ready to join. I'm ready to join. And here's what happens when you watch the DVD and you're ready to join. Let me go back on, and I'll show you my screen again here. Let me just get back over here. Show you exactly how this works. Screen share, desktop, start screen share. Okay, so now you guys can see my screen. So what I'm going to do here is pop this back up on here. Wait a minute, no, that's not what I'm doing. Open up a new window. Here's exactly where you go when you go to sign up on the new screen here. This is awesome. A lot of you guys haven't even seen this yet. You're going to end up on a start page like this. You're going to go through and see all the reasons why you want to get started. And then, I'm going really fast on purpose here because you guys will be bored to death, right? You can get started here for $197. Order now. And isn't this cool? You fill out the account information right here. So now, again, think of the person who is maybe not the most computer savvy. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to end up actually, the DVD tells you where to go. So like you end up on this page. and you just walk your person through and say, all right, Johnny, here's what you're going to do. You're going to push this order now button, and then you're going to fill it out on the screen. Now, even somebody who's over age 60 or 70 or 80 can do this, right? I mean, all you guys know how to do this on a computer. Heck, you're watching the broadcast. You figured something out. And all the information is right here to get started now. Now, think about this. What if you did that? What if you had 100 DVDs at a time, right? You just stocked your pile again when you were done. What if you showed this DVD 3 times a day for the next 90 days? You had one person a day sign up. Now here's what's going to happen. When one person signs up, they're going to sign up for $197, and you're going to receive a commission of $25 for the $25 viral blogging system and the $100 for the Inner Circle audios. Remember how I told you in the beginning? You're going to read daily. You're going to have an audio daily instead of 90-day goal, right? So think about this. What if you went the next 100 days? 100 days is easier to do math, right? We made $125 a day for 100 days. So at the end of 100 days, you had 100 people on your team. Gosh, this font is too small. Sorry about that. What's this font up here? 18-point font. Can you guys see that? I hope you can. So 100 days, you bring on 100 customers times 125. You guys hear the rain in the background? It just started raining. It's pretty nice. It's nice and cool now, too. It's like the air conditioner is on. And I'm still dry here where I am, too, which is cool. So 125 times 100 is $12,500 per month. Because these customers are going to reorder every single month. These are residual products on a month-to-month basis. You guys get that? Now, obviously, you might not do this when you're brand new because you're going to have to learn a few skills. Like you're going to have to actually have people in front of you. You're actually going to have people watch the DVD. But think about this. $12,500 a month. Now, what if you only did a quarter of this, right? Now, if you're not good at math, then I'll just divide this by 4, right? What if you did this only a quarter of the time? What if instead you did this over, you did 25 customers, right? And what was that math there? I forgot it already. 25 times 125. It's $3,000 a month. It's $100 a day, guys. Now, I got to tell you, most of you watching the broadcast right now could probably quit your job for $3,000 a month. Because remember what I said in the beginning. I said in the beginning, if you make $3,000 a month at your job right now, you've got to pay for a car, you've got to pay for gas, you've got to pay for bus fare or whatever you're doing, you've got to pay for clothes, you've got to pay for daycare so your kids can be in somebody else's care instead of your own during the day. Oh, you've got to pay for, what else did I leave out? Other things I hadn't even thought of. You've got to pay for more auto insurance, right? So you're not really making $3,000, are you? So just that simplicity right there, guys. Here is a plan that I'm showing you right now that you can have starting for you right now. Now all you've got to do is click the Add to Cart button on the bottom of the screen right now and get there. Now I did that in about 5 minutes, and that's how simple it can be, guys. That's how simple it can be. And this is what we do with our team. We lock arms together. We work in 90-day increments. We work in 90-day increments. Like we just got back from Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to be in Orlando in October. And I'll have the dates for you here in the next couple of days. It's going to be the first, second, or third weekend in October. But about 90 days from now. So you can actually start tonight. You can actually start going through the fast start steps. In fact, let me show you these fast start steps. Here's what you're going to receive when you get started, right? When you actually log in, let me show this to you guys. I'll log in and show you. You're actually going to have, in your back office, you're going to have the latest audio from Empower Network. You're going to see updates here from your different team members. Here's one of our team members, Elena Fraga. She's awesome. English and Spanish. By the way, if you speak Spanish, Elena is a great person to work with because she speaks Spanglish, both English and Spanish. She was one of our speakers at the live event, and she is crushing it right now on the leaderboard, by the way. Here are updates. Here's our updates that you'll see. Anyway, you're going to have Fast Start training. As soon as you log in for the first time, complete Fast Start training. Here they are. you can have 8 videos right here that you can go through as soon as you sign up. So you can you can stay up all night tonight. And here it is. You're going to learn from Dave Wood, the founder of Empower Network, guy who was broke as a joke from 2002 through 2006. 2006, he started finding his way. 2009, he had his first $30,000 a month. And now, truth of the matter is, the guy makes between $250,000 and $500,000 a month. And he's also running this company, which is pretty incredible. So what's pretty cool is that you can start watching these videos and have these fast start videos playing for you, and more importantly, your team, as your team members join. You know, Melissa and I had 3 people join us today, so they're going through these videos right now while I'm doing training for you guys. Isn't this cool? The leverage here is top shelf, guys. And I want to say this also, you know, as you're going through, by the way, become an affiliate. Let's see what happens here. You have the affiliate account all set up, commissions. Here's the leaderboard so you guys can see who some of the leaders are right now. And here's our team member, Elena, right here. She's number 7. Isn't this cool? Out of the entire company. So you can see who's actually making money in real time. It's pretty incredible. You know, I'll show you a couple other things here, guys. You know, we have promotion funnels in here. You're actually going to have links that you can use right away. Empower Network gives you all of this, so you can actually start promoting right away. Isn't this cool? So all of the tools are here, so you can start right away. Okay. So let me go back. Let me go back to the products here. Let me show you the products here as well. So when you get started here, you start with a blogging platform. You have the viral blogging system. You have the inner circle, the audios I told you about. So it takes a couple of seconds for these to light up on the screen here, especially when I'm on a broadcast like this. It seemingly takes forever, right? It really does. It's kind of funny how that happens. Let me just push button here again. Sometimes it just gets a little locked down here. But you know, all of the products are here online, so you can actually have instant access from anywhere on the planet. There's even an Empower Network app for your smartphone, and here they are, for your smartphone or for your iPhone. See, here are the audios right here. How about this? 5 free tools for business and how to use them to speed up productivity. Here's an audio you can listen to along with a PDF, so you can actually take notes. Work less and make more with outsourcing. How would you like to learn how to structure your day so you get more done in less time? With Lawrence Tam, one of the $1 million earners, who, by the way, made almost $250,000 here while he was still working his job. Definitely not typical results, but certainly what's possible here. Okay, let me come back to the screen here now. Let me show you guys. I'll come back here now, talk to you guys here as we wrap up. Talk to you guys a lot about what's possible here for you guys. So again, here's the formula. You know, when you get started with the team here, we're going to show you how to show up in Orlando with a team. Imagine having 100 people on your team between now and Orlando and having a good 20 to 25 of them showing up in Orlando with you. I mean, the truth of the matter is not everybody who starts with you joins you at a live event. But we have a formula in place to show you how you can win here this summer. And again, typical results, not typical. But let me go back here. Go back here to the Hangout. Let me just hang up the. Gosh, I got so many windows open here. Let me come back live here with you guys. Okay, there I am. So, a couple of things as we close out the broadcast here tonight, guys. It's time to make a decision. It's time to stop procrastinating. From procrastination to production. We're going to show you guys how to get rid of the procrastinating habits, how to start producing. How to start producing. Can you guys hear the rain, by the way? Kind of missed it. It's dark out now, too, which is awesome. It feels so good out here. It's about, by the way, you can see over here in the sunset. Isn't that cool? Can you see that back there? I don't know if you can see it. That's a cool color in the sky right now. So it's time to stop procrastinating and start producing. I'm going to show you guys exactly. I'll go through a workshop with you when you join the team, the 6 steps to turn desire into gold. I actually have a worksheet to show you guys how to achieve your goal within 90 days, how to get from where you are to where you want to be within 90 days. Finally, you know, this book, Cash Flow Quadrant, is going to teach you how to start thinking like a merchant, how to think like a business owner instead of an employee. Because I'll tell you what, when you stop thinking like an employee and you take personal responsibility for yourself, you think like a business owner where you are the bottom line, you are, I mean, it's up to you. If it's to be, it's up to me. These 3 books will change your life, will change your mindset, and give you the freedom, the independence, everything I talked about earlier in the broadcast, so you can be free here in 2014. So by the time we roll the calendar over to 2015, this will be just a distant memory. You'll remember this night, Independence Day 2014 is your time to be free. You know, I want to, as we wrap up the broadcast, this was my bookmark earlier. I'll show this to you guys here. Yeah. This is a Filmmakers Summer Camp application. Tanner is actually starting this on Saturday. He's so excited about this. This is actually kind of expensive to go to. I couldn't afford to do this a couple of summers ago. But Tanner's going to a Filmmakers Summer Camp right here in Sarasota. He's actually going to learn how to become a Steven Spielberg for the next 6 weeks, which is pretty cool. He's starting this on Saturday. I'm so excited for him. But you know, these are the things that you can do with your family once you get your financial house in order. You know, you can actually start manifesting things in your life that you really want to have. You can have experiences. You know, there's a saying out there that, you know, having money will give you the experiences that money can't buy. And I'm not saying that you need to make more money, but I'm here to say that when you become financially free and you can become self-reliant to the point where you don't have to worry about Social Security if it's even going to be around when you're 65 in 21 years, like for me, I don't ever intend to use Social Security even though I've paid into it. I'd rather just have my own Social Security, and that is become self-reliant for myself, which we've done, and we're doing more of. Now, we haven't hit the ultimate goal yet. I'll just tell you, you know what? As we wrap up, I'm going to tell you my goals. Some of you guys in the team, Kevin, what's really next for you guys? Here's what's next for Melissa and I, is we're going to hit $1 million, with or without you, in this calendar year, December the 8th of 2014. And then over the next 6 years, I have this little saying, I'm going to be 50 and free. I'll be 50 in 2020. Tanner will be 20. Hopefully he's out of the house by then, which will be great and self-reliant. Hopefully Olivia will be by then too. She's 21. Here's the thing. Let me just take a sip. My mouth gets dry sometimes, and Melissa says I got to make sure I'm hydrated and all that. But our intention is to first build 10 more six-figure earners, and then over the next 6 years is to build 10 seven-figure earners on the team. 10 seven-figure earners, which, by the way, will help us get to $10 million. And I'll tell you what, we have $10 million in the bank by age 50. I know that we can live off of 10% of that a year and travel the world and operate from any corner of the world. We love Sarasota here, but there's a big world out there to see. And I'm excited for you guys because there's a big, big vision here in Empower Network right now. When you get inside, you meet Dave Wood, you meet the other leaders of the Executive Leadership Council, the other $1 million earners, the other six-figure earners, you're going to realize that there's somebody just like you, whether you're white, black, skinny, fat, gay, straight, you know, whatever I can think of, divorced, single, married, happily, unhappily. There's somebody who is just like you who's already having results. And when you join us here, you're going to find that you can do it as well. You can do it as well. So that's my hope and vision for you guys, is that you will live your best life because there's somebody that you're taking care of right now, whether it's your kids, your grandkids, your spouse, and they deserve you operating at your best. So as we wrap up the broadcast, my vision for you is for you to go out and make tomorrow your best day in life so far, because you and the world absolutely deserve it. Wouldn't it be cool if you could start living your dreams, if you could write a book that people are waiting to read, kind of like the Harry Potter series, right? That book wasn't written 15 years ago, but now, my gosh, it's, you know, millions and billions of people have read the book, right? Think of all the incredible stories when people go for their vision and go for their goal in life. You've got a goal inside of you right now that deserves to come out, that the world will be served by you playing in a powerful place. Don't you think? All right, think about that. Get started. Join the link below. Whoever invited you here, we'll see you on the inside. Welcome to the team. It's Kevin Knecht. Love you guys so much. Happy Independence Day. Bye for now.